What's going on, everybody? It's Frank with Linemaker Sports here. So I'm back to give you guys a little live teaching session here. What we're going to talk about today is we're going to talk about the journey of how to become a professional sports bettor, all right, and kind of what you have to do. And I'm going to lay it out to you guys exactly what you have to do, all right? So the first thing I need you guys to do is go down in the comments, make sure you can hear me. If you can hear me and stuff like that, put that down there. If you guys got any questions, make sure you go and put them in the comment section. I will try my hardest to address those questions. All right, so now let's go ahead and let's get started. All right, so you're on this video. You want to become a professional sports bettor. You want to learn how to do this at a high level. Here's the things that I'm going to teach you. All right, first off is going to be talk about parlays, because everybody loves parlays. All right, everybody loves them. All right, I used to play them myself. Back early in the early days, I used to play them myself because you could put a low amount of money and you can get a shot at winning a lot of money, right? So everybody really loves to give that type of, get that feeling, you know, that you put a little bit in, you get a lot out of it, all right? It's just human nature. Everybody loves doing that. All right, guys. So also, if you guys want to fast forward through all this stuff and you guys want me to teach you how to be a professional sports bettor, make sure just go down in the description and book a call, all right? So that way we can work together. It's that simple. Just go down below in the description and book a call. But back to what I was saying. So when it comes to parlays, everybody loves to do them, but when it comes down to the percentage of, you know, actually hitting those, it's very small, all right? It's the same thing as almost going into a casino and going to a slot machine and you put 20 bucks in a slot machine and you're hitting the button, you know, and then you hope maybe that you'll hit a couple hundred from it or something. You play to get the bonus on the slot machine so you can try to rack up some money. But how many times you go in there, you put 20 in the machine, you click the button, and guess what? Nothing comes out of it, right? You just lose the 20. Happens all the time. So parlays are the same thing. You go in, you put in a 4-teamer, 5-teamer, put up 20 bucks, you have a chance to win $300 or $400, and most of the time, guess what? They don't hit, all right? Or most of the time, you'll hit every single one except for one team, and then one team won't come through. Happens every single day. All right, so I kind of want to put this analogy with you guys to make you understand when it comes to parlays. All right, so you see this wheel that I got back here, right? I have one amount on there. It's $1,000. All right, so for an example, let's say, you know, we all go to work. Everybody goes to work. So let's just say, for example, we go into work. You're going into work. Your boss stops you at the door. He says, all right, listen, so you're going to work all day today. You know, let's say on an average you make 150 bucks a day working. Let's just say that. Let's say your boss says, all right, you're going to work today. You're going to put in an 8-hour shift. At the end of your 8-hour shift, I'm either going to hand you the 150 bucks or you could spin this wheel. And if you land on $1,000, I'm going to give you $1,000. All right? So guess what happens? You walk into work, the boss hits you with that. So then you're like, that don't sound bad, right? All right, let me try one day of work. Let me see. It's just one day of work, right? I get a chance to win $1,000. So you go in, you're like, all right, let me roll it. What does it end up being? Ends up being not on that 1,000. So guess what? All right, that's one day I lost. It's whatever. All right, I worked 8 hours for nothing. Next day you go in, boss says the same thing. Listen, I'm gonna give you the $150 after your 8-hour shift, or you can spin the wheel, win $1,000. All right, you spin it again. Guess what happens? Nothing. You lose again. All right. Now, third day you go in. Same thing. Boss says 150 bucks. End of the day, 8-hour shift. You can spin the wheel. You spin the wheel, but guess what? You end up landing on that $1,000. So guess what? Now you're like, whoa, wait a minute. All right. So now I'm up money. I just made money doing that. Now I'm up $1,000. That feeling that you get, right? That feeling you get when you do something like that, you win like $1,000 quick, and you're like, whoa, that's a great feeling. You feel like you're on top of the world. You feel like, oh, I could do this all the time. So guess what happens to that person? For the next 30 days to the next 60 days, keeps going in and saying, you know what? I'm not going to take the $150 at the end of my shift. I'm going to try to get that $1,000 again. And then they just end up, guess what? They just end up not getting it. All right? They just end up not getting it, and then not getting it, and then not getting it. So this is what happens when it comes to parlays. All right? So you bet a parlay. That one time that you did hit it, you try to replicate that feeling. So to try to replicate that feeling, you keep playing them and playing them and playing them, not really knowing that you are just dumping money down the drain. All right? You're just dumping money down the drain because you just keep playing them over and over and over because you're trying to replicate that feeling. It's the same thing when it comes to slot machines. You know, you go into and play a slot machine, you put 20 in, you won $500. Guess what? You're going to be back the next day and the day after that because you're going to try to get that feeling again. You want to win 500 again. That was a great feeling. I'm on top of the world. It's free money. I didn't do anything for that money. It was free, right? So you try to replicate that feeling. And when you try to do that, guess what? Now the winnings that you got are gone. Now you're diving into your own pocket. Then before you know it, your own pocket is gone. Then before you know it, now you're borrowing money from other people. Next thing you know, you're selling stuff that you own because you're trying to replicate that feeling. And what happens? You end up with nothing. You end up with having nothing left. All right, so that goes straight down the drain. Everything goes down the drain. All right, and that is how gamblers become in serious bad shape. That's how, sports bettors become in bad shape with betting parlays and stuff. Because I'm going to tell you right now, somebody goes and puts $1,000 parlay in, and then they end up winning 20 grand or whatnot. Guess what? They're putting parlays in for like $5,000-$6,000 next. Because they're trying to, if I did it once, I could do it again. So they keep doing it over and over, and then they keep losing. So this happens every single day, guys. It happens. Now, professional sports bettors, professional gamblers, they do not fall into these certain traps. They just don't. All right, these are not traps that you can fall into. All right, you got to be better than that. Now, if you want to be a professional sports bettor, the first step is getting rid of those bad habits. So parlays is a bad habit. Once you get rid of that habit, now you've did yourself a huge favor, because now if you're just sticking to straight bets, you're really at a real next level compared to the public and everybody else that's betting parlays. Because now every game that you play, you have pretty much a 50-50 shot. All right, that's just the way it goes. You have a 50-50 shot, depending on the odds. Obviously, you could have a higher percentage shot depending on the odds. But you betting single plays is way better than going out putting a 4-teamer out there and hoping that you end up hitting that 4-teamer. Because let's say for example, you go out and put $100 on a 4-teamer, you lose by one team. Now let's say for example you put $100 on each of those 4 teams and you won 3 and you lost 1. Now you actually made money. You made a little bit of money, but that parlay you would have just donated your $100. All right, so that's a thing that when it comes to gamblers too, they're not happy with small gains. They're just not happy with it. They're not happy with getting small gains because when they want more. Everybody wants more. You just want more. You want more. I want way more than what I'm putting down. And you got to realize, investing and stuff like that, it doesn't happen. Your small gains, they add up over time. So that's how you make your money and accumulate stuff is, over time, small gains here and there. All right. Unless you go out and win the lottery, of course. But who's going to do that? All right. Who goes out there and wins the lottery? But even you see people that went and won the lottery, they lost everything. They've lost all the money that they won in the lottery because it's just bad habits. Bad habits you have to fix. If you can't fix bad habits, doesn't matter how much money you have, you're going to blow it. All right. So I want to teach you guys that first, wave of what it looks like to transition from a normal sports bettor to a professional sports bettor or gambler just in general. That is what you have to do. You got to get rid of those bad habits. All right. Now, like I said, if you guys want me to teach you how to do this one-on-one, make sure you just go down below in the description and book a call with me. All right. Because I can teach you exactly how to do this at a high level to where you could actually make money. All right. So now what we're going to do, we're going to transition here a little bit. And I'm going to show you guys my bet tracker, okay, that I use and how the amount of money correlates with what I do and the habits that I do. All right. So that's what we're going to do right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at this bet tracker that I'm going to show you. All right, so this is my bet tracker going through the last year or whatnot. So if you guys just pay attention and look at what I'm saying here. If you go over to net profit, you can see that I made $63,000 and some change. All right, now, how many sports bettors out there they can even make any money? Most just donate. All right, to even turn a profit is going next level. All right, so as you can see, unit gains here, if I show you, 126 unit gain, that is pretty what correlates to, how much money it was. And then hitting at 69 to almost 70%. Now, you're probably thinking, any average sports bettor, they think, that's impossible to hit. You can't hit those type of numbers. You can hit those type of numbers. It depends on what odds that you bet. All right. And then another misconception is betting high odds, whatnot, and avoiding certain games because the odds are too high that, that's too much juice and I can't do it. But remember, this goes back to what I said about little gains. All right. Little gains here and there, they add up over time. And this is what I want to show you guys. And this is what I want to go through with everybody here. All right. So if you start in January, let's say, and you just roll through, you guys could see that there's no parlays in here. They're all the same bet size. Bet size never changes no matter what happens. And you can see the wave that goes through of the wins and losses, all right? There's streaks of winning and there's streaks of losing. This happens. That's what real sports betting looks like. Just like in the stock market where one day, you're up money, next day you're down. This is what it looks like. It goes through just like this, all right? So this is the same thing. This all correlates together, and this is how you invest. This is how you make money, all right, is that you have to be able to withstand going through those waves of winning and losing. No matter what happens, you just got to stay consistent doing the same thing. Now you could see that some of the bets that I go in there and they go half units. All right, now that depends on certain things that correlate in the season and stuff like that, or the certain sport of why you would bet half units on that. But I'm either betting a half unit or I'm betting a full unit. I'm not betting half my bankroll. I'm not betting 10% of my bankroll. I'm not doing anything like that. All right, I am betting what is 1 to 2% of whatever it is that my bankroll is. All right, now this is an example of a $50,000 bankroll / $25,000 bankroll, depending on which way I want to look at it. Because if I go $25,000 bankroll, it's at 2%. If I do 50, then it's 1%. All right, so this is what professional sports betting looks like. Now, when it comes to the big flashy stuff, you know, people saying, I bet $150,000 on a game. I bet, $1 million on a game. I'm buying Lambos. I'm doing all this. Guess what? They're lying. I'm going to say it straight up. They're lying, because the reason behind that is sportsbooks don't allow you to do that. All right, I'm lucky that I can get under the radar by doing $500 bets consistently and winning at a consistent rate. I'm lucky to do that. All right, and that is when you're flying under the radar. When you start betting a little bit more than that, some people that are in our coaching program that have ventured to like $1,000 unit size have gotten banned from certain sports books and have gotten limited. All right, because just by betting $1,000 a game and you're winning, they're going to limit you. All right, they are going to limit you. That's what's going to happen. So you can see that that's why I stay below the radar here. And to me, 63 grand in a year, that's a good living. All right, as a side income or a primary source of income, that's still a very good income to have. All right, as to doing something that you love to do, which is sports. All right, and betting on sports. So you got to understand that that's what the realistic stuff looks like. And to be able to make a lot of money, it comes complicated because you need multiple accounts. Like, you need to have other people's accounts and stuff like that set up to be able to do this type of stuff and do it at a high level. But this is what it looks like, guys. This is professional sports betting at a high level. All right, when you go through consistently, look, I've been scrolling through this whole entire year while I'm talking right now. You guys see, there's nothing that changes. I do the same thing over and over. Look at this loss. Look at this in June. That was a lot of games in a row losing at $500 a pop. That could mess somebody's mental up right there. That could really screw up somebody's mental. But guess what? When you are at a high level like this and your mentality is sharp, that doesn't even affect you. All right? It doesn't even affect you. Most of these games I don't even watch. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't even watch most of these games because the emotion that goes along with betting on a game and watching it can destroy you. It can make you do stupid things. It can make you do really bad bets, like live bets, and can make you do bad things, all right? And you can lose your whole bankroll in a matter of just one game betting on live stuff because of your emotion and how it feels watching the game. All right, so going through, like I said, consistency is key. Staying with the same unit size is key. Having the right strategy to be able to hit at a certain percent is key. And I'm not talking about a strategy that involves, this team lost 3 in a row, so I'm going to bet on him. Or Verlander's on the mound, so guess what? I'm going to go bet on him. Kershaw's on the mound, I'm going to go bet on him. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a strategy that is proven, that is over years of research. All right, guys? So make sure you guys, if you want to work with me, go down the description, book a call. All right? Because this is very important. Nobody's showing you guys this stuff out here nowadays, how to do this at a real level. This is 100% real. All right? This is not that fake stuff, that flashy stuff, trying to show you, I got a Lambo, I got all this. I'm betting $1 million on the Lakers tonight. Like, that's not this. All right, this is sports betting at its finest, and this is real sports betting. All right, where you're not going to get limited, you're not going to get all that garbage, and you fly under the radar and you make a decent amount of money. All right, that's what it comes down to. But this is the keys, guys. This is the keys. What I'm showing you here is consistency, doing it over and over, not missing days. Because if you look at the days as I go through, very seldom do I ever miss a day, and if I do, it's because there was nothing on that day to bet on that looked good. All right, that would be the only reason I missed a day. I work every single day of the week. There are no days off. All right, it doesn't matter if it's Christmas, doesn't matter if it's my kid's birthday. There ain't no days off, guys. It's still, you got to do this every single day. There's no excuses. If you want to be successful in something, you do it consistently. All right, but that is how it looks, guys, and I wanted to go through and show you guys exactly what it looks like to be a professional sports bettor. All right, because it's very, very important, and the mentality behind it is very important as well. That's another thing that I want to address, is your mentality is everything. All right, because like I tried to tell you guys, when it comes to really the aspect of, when you're on a losing streak or whatnot, you need to understand that your mentality is what is going to keep you sound, all right, and not dump your whole bankroll, not lose a bunch of money. All right, guys. So hopefully you guys got something out of this video. You guys learned exactly how you could take your sports betting to a next level. Like I said, if you guys want to work with me, go down in the description, book a call, As always, guys, I'm Frank with Linemaker Sports. I'll see you guys in the next video.